on a beat, boy. Jimmy on a beat, boy. Jimmy on a beat, boy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Gin College Podcast. I'm your host, John J. II, here with Cody Almasy, our college insider / producer. Cody, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. I got DJ Moore on one of my fantasy leagues this week. So anybody with him, he's eating right now. Justin Fields' main target. So anybody with DJ Moore is probably feeling as good as I am. And yeah, great night. Got some college football going on as well. Western Kentucky, La Tech, and then some Liberty in Sam Houston. So some interesting Power 5 games going on for your viewing pleasure.
Yeah, a little bit of everything going on. Moore, I'm playing against him in one of my leagues, but I also got Justin Fields. So I'm playing. I feel good in a little bit of way, and I feel bad in another way. So it is what it is. That is the world of fantasy football. Love it. Got to love it. Got to ride the wave. So got a great show in store for you tonight, the 75th iteration of the Gin College Podcast. We're 3/4 of the way to 100. So a little bit of a milestone there, continuing to bring the best college sports footage to you guys week after week. So let's get right into it, Cody. What are we looking at this week? Big stories, big news, as always, but this week is special.
Yeah, 75. Yeah. We brought a great conversation for the 75th show. Didn't know it was the 75th show, but hey, we got some Urban Meyer talk. Reminds me of when we first started doing these together, and Urban Meyer was in the news cycle.
Oh, yeah.
I'll allude to that in a minute, but the rumor mill is churning out of East Lansing now that Mel Tucker has finally been sent on his way. And apparently, it's a little bit controversial. Was it for real? Was it him? But apparently Urban Meyer was seen in East Lansing around campus, and that was enough to just get the birds are chirping. Everybody wanted to talk about that, and I, as just being so close to this, you Michigan State guy, alum, me, a Michigan fan, live here in right next to Ann Arbor. My wife a graduate, just diehard fan. Um, it's just it's kind of terrifying for me as a Wolverine fan. Everybody knows when he coached the Buckeyes, perfect 7-0 record, uh, and he pretty much owned us when he was there in Columbus. So for that reason alone, I don't want to see it. But if I was a Sparty fan, I kind of would. Uh, there's another side to that. I'll get to that in a minute. What were your first reactions to this news being broke a couple days ago, John?
Well, let me just say, damn, doesn't Urban Meyer look good in a Spartan head quarter zip? I got to say he does. So, I mean, there's a lot to unpack here, but let's just talk about the major reasons that Urban Meyer would be a good fit in East Lansing. And was he seen in East Lansing? I wasn't in East Lansing at the time, so I can't really confirm that. But we're just going to go with the narrative that he was. Let's just say it. Urban Meyer knows scandal. He knows scandal. So who can bring a team out of the dust from a scandal? You know, still in the light of it, still very fresh, very raw. That's Urban Meyer. I mean, who you got to think about who's going to feel good about leaving a wholesome university that is building something that's going to want to come to East Lansing. You're just not going to want to. You're just not going to do that. That's not really a big power move. Yeah, you can be playing for the future. Yeah, I'm going to bring the new legacy to East Lansing, but you're still the rebound to the scandal. So you got to be focused on that. That's any other coach other than Urban Meyer. And he coached the Buckeyes, like you said, and that's true. So he's a true born opponent to the Michigan Wolverines. That goes without saying. He's won championships in Gainesville. We know that. We can talk about his Florida days all we want. But bottom line is this guy has experience. This guy has a track record that is positive as far as being a football coach. And you know, you can kind of look at his downsides when he gandered over to the NFL. You can throw that out there. But I think we got to look at the positives. Look at the positives, the good signs, the good times of Urban Meyer. And that's really what you got to look at in a coach. Now, do I think he's actually going to go to East Lansing? I would love him to. But he's very firm in his Fox Sports job as a commentator right now. He seems like he's taking pride in that. People have said he's too tired. He's washed up. He's getting the Nick Saban syndrome. That could be true. But I think Michigan State could be one last ride for him, and I think it'd be a hell of an opportunity, not just for him and his family, but also the university. So that's pretty much all I got. You know.
Yeah, I think summed up
There's more.
all the positive things that go along with that and what could be. But there was a place he coached after the Ohio State Buckeyes, and that is the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that did not really end gracefully for him. Kind of with an egg on his face, had a mishap with some lady at his own bar. In Columbus, did not go back to Jacksonville with the team, celebrated his first NFL win in pretty negative way. And there was a little bit of a scandal made out of that. And
definitely
MSU is coming off scandal with Mel Tucker. And so I just don't see this, being the most harmonious of marriages when both of these two at their stages in their career where they're at. And in Fox Sports, that desk job that he's chilling at, really comfy. And he's pretty much feet up, doesn't have to worry about scandal, doesn't have to worry about a rebuild, which is what he would be going to do at East Lansing. So it could be really great, but for some of those reasons I mentioned, I just don't see it being realistic and happening. But I think we already alluded to, but
well, when that happened in Columbus, I'm sorry to break it to you, Coach, but you're not in Columbus anymore. Okay, you're not part of the Buckeye family anymore. You've been ousted. But yeah, he took a trip down to Jacksonville, and I would say he was part of that rebuild. He kind of, he was on the mend as far as where the Jacksonville Jaguars were and where they are today. I think they're in a lot better spot today than they were, and I think you needed someone like Urban Meyer to kind of take the brunt of that hit. They were in a tough spot already, but misery loves company, and in this case, scandal likes company. So I'm not saying that he's going to go to East Lansing and start, getting involved with the co-eds and the sororities down MAC. But, I mean, kind of looking at the track record, looking at these things, it wouldn't be the worst fit as far as track record goes, and especially in recent past to look at it. But
Yeah, so I think everybody has their own opinion on this one. Um, some people would love to see it. Others, would cringe at the idea. And some people think Urban Meyer's a winner, and other thinks he's an Urban Meyer wiener. Little
good one. Hey, let's let this marinate, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. We'll continue check out the head coaching vacancy in East Lansing and where they go.
Still open, still wide open.
Definitely. So let's move on to what's going on this weekend. Some football, the gridiron, some games are being played, some important ones. We're talking about the Big Ten, so let's keep it there. Starting early, big Fox noon kickoff. We got the undefeated Maryland Terrapins at the shoe number 4 Ohio State, coming off a bye week after the big win against Notre Dame. Over under is at 57, and OSU, when I made this graphic a couple hours ago, 20-point favorites, might slide a couple half points between now and Saturday, but pretty set there around 3 possessions. What are your initial reactions to this one, John?
So I kind of hinted towards earlier in the week that I wanted to put Ohio State on upset alert. I still stand by that to a certain extent. Take it with a grain of salt, people. But I really like what I'm seeing from Taulia Tagovailoa. Over 1,400 passing yards, really putting down the numbers there in the passing core. And I really like what Roman Hemby's doing over there. And their offense is sound. They're playing in a hostile environment this weekend. I say go get it. Get after it. Play some football, and you just can't get down early. You get down early in the shoe, you might as well hang the cleats up, because it's just not going to happen. A comeback's not going to happen, and Maryland's been doing that lately. You just can't get down. You got to fight from you don't want to fight from behind. You want to fight from, being neck and neck, being within a score, and you don't want to be putting this game into question if you're Maryland. You're obviously playing for a lot. Coach Mike Loxley, he's been doing a lot with this team. He's been building. He's been doing a lot in the offseason. So I like what I'm seeing from this Maryland team. I think they have potential. I think they can make this a game, and I'm pulling for them.
Yeah, my initial reaction is to take the under and Terrapins with the points. That's just at a glance. Maryland just put up 44 points on an Indiana team that the Buckeyes, albeit it was week 1, Kyle McCord was still trying to find his footing in the Buckeye offense, becoming the starter. Still a QB battle at the time, but the Buckeyes only hung 23 on the Hoosiers. So I'm looking for Maryland to really test Ohio State. And like you said, they can't get down early. That's just a terrible recipe for any team playing a perennial powerhouse like the Ohio State Buckeyes. Ryan Day can coach, believe it or not. I know we don't like to admit that up here in Ann Arbor, in East Lansing, and other parts of the Mitten, but the Ohio State Buckeyes, we talked about it, they have a solid foundation, and they have NFL talent all over the team. Marvin Harrison Jr., you let that guy get the ball, he's going to get some yak, he's going to get you in the red zone, and he's going to find ways to put you in the position to win with a second left, and the Buckeyes find ways to win. So if you're Tualia and the Terrapins, you got to go play your best game, and you're set up. The last couple of years, you've been in this spot, contender or not, and here we are again. And you don't have too much longer of the baby Tua show. He'll be taking his talents to the next level before we know it. So you got to get your punches in when you can, and I think this is a great opportunity for Maryland to do it.
Yeah, definitely is. And I hope they pull through. Hope they go and show up and play football. That's what they got to do. That's all they can do. Ohio State's proved themselves not to put points on the board. You can see against Indiana. You see it against Notre Dame, which Notre Dame's got a great team, so you kind of throw that one out of there. But Youngstown State, these are question marks in the minds of Ohio State fans. So if you're looking at that, you're kind of crunching the numbers, doing some math. You're going to be able to see where this game is headed, and that's not given that it's going to happen a certain way. There's a narrative to be played out. And there's going to be narratives on both sides, but just got to show up and play football. Maryland's got to come out, punch Ohio State in the mouth quickly, and if they don't, it's going to be a landslide.
Got a comment here from Rick Reed on Facebook. Ryan Day was born on third and cannot coach. Hey man, he can't when it comes to Michigan the last couple of years. So I agree with you there.
Put him on the hot seat. That's what I say. Put him on the hot seat.
Hey, we know if a team does upend the Buckeyes early, Maryland gets that win, then everyone, Buckeye fans, will be calling for Ryan Day's head. That's what they do. That's how high expectations are in Columbus, and that's just all there is to it. But
that's more. Got another comment here from my mom. Watching from Mexico. Great podcast, boys. Thanks, Mom. Happy anniversary to my mom and my dad. 30 years down in Mexico celebrating. So props to them. Congrats, and happy for you guys.
Hey, congrats to the Binks. 30 years, quite the accomplishment. Coming up on 2 myself here in 2 days. So,
attaboy, Codes.
I aspire to be like them and be celebrating 30 one day. So, congratulations, and thanks for watching us while you're in Mexico. That's dedication. And
it's dedication.
We'd love to have our parents as some of our biggest fans.
100%.
All right. Well, more football to get to, and this one is a big one. The Red River Rivalry, as it is now known. It's kind of been cycling through names, showdown, shootout, whatever you will. It's number 12 Oklahoma versus number 3 Texas. And this one is at noon as well. Over-under is at 60.5 currently, and the Horns are a 5.5-point favorite. Dylan Gabriel versus Quinn Ewers. What you got for me, Bink?
I really like this game. I like Texas in this game. Dylan Gabriel's a hell of a quarterback, and Oklahoma's really turning that program around. I like to see it, and this is a great rivalry to have, especially given both these teams are undefeated. They're playing for a lot, and there's a lot on the table here. So you got to spread a -5.5. You look at that from a broad perspective, like always. Do they win by a score? That's what it comes down to. Do they win by a score? You'd like to say yes. I think this is going to be a nail-biter of a game, and I don't even want to put a pick out because I think it's going to be that close. It might come down to a field goal. In that case, you're going to really be kicking yourself for taking Texas to cover. But I think it's too early to call. I really do. I really think it's too early to call. Take this one and maybe just watch it, get some popcorn, and this is a watch game. Take pride in the rivalry. Don't bet on it. That's what I say.
Yeah, it looks to be a good one. I have a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. Last year, it was different circumstances. Oklahoma had already sustained 2 losses, so they weren't coming in undefeated like they are this year. But the Longhorns came in last year and dusted the Sooners 49-0, blanked them. So as far as that good of a game, I'll believe it when I see it. I think it pains me to say this, but I think Texas is back, at least for the moment. Quinn Ewers, Xavier Worthy, Mitchell on the other side. That's just a combination. And then not to mention Brooks coming out of the backfield. Just, it can hurt you a lot of ways. And that's not even addressing what they can do defensively. And when you got to win against a team like Alabama under your belt already, and you're number, 3 in the country, and they're starting to feel it a little bit. I think they feel like Texas football is back, and I think it feels good in that locker room. And on the other side, I don't have a lot of faith in Dylan Gabriel or Brent Venables because I haven't seen them do anything in a big game. That's the Sooners quarterback and their head coach. So they got to prove it to me in this one, and I'm going to ride with the Longhorns.
It's fair to say, yeah, that Texas is back. We're looking at the Colt McCoy era, mid 2010s or through 2000s, and we're seeing that from Quinn Ewers. We're seeing a lot of that. So I'm excited to see that. Steve Sarkisian's got this team in the right spot, got him in the right mindset, and to be honest, I really think that they can really take off and run away with this game if they want to. But obviously, the spread ain't 5.5 for a reason, for no reason. We see it, we accept it, and it's the Red River rivalry. Let's just be honest. It's a Red River rivalry, and I mean, I hate to say it, but Caleb Williams is gone, but this is not. Don't get it twisted. This is not the Oklahoma team that we had last year. This is not the 49-0 Oklahoma Sooners that they're going to get ran by the Texas Longhorns in the Red River rivalry. We're not going to see that this year. I'm confident, very confident, we're not going to see that this year. And John Brooks over there at Texas is going to do a hell of a job rushing for 324 rushing yards versus conference opponents, which those are strong numbers, not against conference opponents. So I'm excited to see what this Texas team can do. It's their time to shine, coming off a big win. They're still riding that high off Alabama, regardless of how trash they are this year. So I'm excited. It's going to be a good game.
Definitely going to be a good game. I hope it is. I hope it delivers. And it is the rivalry that, we've known it to be over the last couple decades as one of the better rivalries in college football. So
it's all we can hope for.
Yeah, wait and see. Moving along the line here. Got a breather through the 3:30 games. Lots of good games going on, but we had to pick and choose. Had to bring you guys the premier dishes, and the premier dish is always going to include a ranked match versus the number one team, and that over the last 2.5 years has been the Georgia Bulldogs, and they're hosting the Kentucky Wildcats, the Cats versus the Dogs, and after being tested last week by Auburn in a surprisingly close match, the Dogs are 14.5-point favorites over Kentucky, an undefeated 20th ranked Kentucky team at that. And I don't know if that's justifiable. The over-under is 47.5. I might be able to get behind that a little bit more. But what are your first takes from this one?
Well, let me just be the first to say that Kentucky is not just a basketball school anymore. They're a football school, and they're going to contend against this Georgia team, playing a very questionable game against the Auburn team, which they've been really trying to struggle to find their bearings with in the last couple of years. Still been a strong team, but they haven't been the Auburn that we know historically. So is this a good game to watch? Yes, it is. I think I'm going to take Kentucky with the points here, regardless if they're playing at home or not. I'm expecting a dogfight. And, I mean, Kirby Smart down there in Georgia, he's shaking in his boots. Maybe not about this game, but just about the state of his team. Because if he can't count on his team to put up serious numbers against teams that are not ranked, then he is in for a rude awakening, come the end of the year. So I'm looking forward to this game. I'm going to ride it with Kentucky, plus 14.5. And I think I take the over, too. Give me over 47.5, too.
Yeah, that 14.5. That's one of that half point there is.
That's a beautiful spread. Yeah. If you have the points on your side, it's a beautiful spread.
Exactly. Terrible if the other side, if you're wanting to cover, it's
one of the forbidden
half
spreads.
Point we stay away from. But I'm loving the Cats too, man. Every time I hope a team is going to upset Georgia, they're not able to. But this Kentucky team is built to do it. And number one, the running back, Ray Davis, he's one of the reasons. He is an NFL running back. He's noted as an interview, modeling his games after some of the most elite, hard running dudes to ever play. And I think he's going to put up some numbers this weekend. I think he'll break through for at least one 20-plus yard run. He's already at almost 600 yards this year with 8 touchdowns. So when they need him to score, he scores. And I think he's going to be able to find ways to do that against this Bulldog defense. And then on the other side of things, I just don't have much faith in Carson Beck. He's been able to manage the games for Georgia thus far, but 7 touchdowns through 2 games, I'm just not super impressed. And that's kind of been a theme for Georgia over the last couple of years. The quarterback flies under the radar, doesn't really impress via the stats or the box score. But Carson Beck is not Stetson Bennett. And I'm not just talking about drinking habits. I'm talking about quarterback play as well. So, I think you got to like the Cats in this one.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's hard to get back on the Stetson Bennett method if you're Kirby Smart. Kind of same thing with that Saban's dealing with. You lose a quarterback, you lose a star quarterback, and sometimes you get lucky. You can pass the baton effectively to the next guy after your star player goes to the next level. But it's just difficult to do. And even for these SEC teams, regardless of how good recruiting has got, regardless of championships won, you can just see that that all teams, regardless of stature, status, etc., are in a building phase in one way or another. So these teams, these big shot SEC teams, especially the ones that are in question, are not immune to that. So something to focus on and something to take advantage of if you're betting the points, taking the points against them with a good Kentucky team. So this will be a dogfight, man. Dogs and cats.
Yep. This level of game just doesn't drop off. These games are all just treats for you on a Saturday. And we'll give you one more real quick. I got Notre Dame and Louisville up next, just 30 minutes later, taking place at 7:30 in Louisville, Kentucky. And Notre Dame, they're feeling good. They just kind of redeemed themselves from the loss against Ohio State with smacking Duke around a little bit, 21-14. But it really wasn't that close. Notre Dame was pretty much in control of that game the entire way, and they had Duke quarterback Riley Leonard looking silly. And on the other side of things, Louisville just getting tested by North Carolina State. I didn't think they were going to pull that one out. NC State was up 10-0, and the Cards come back to win 13-10. So you'd like to see that little bit of resilience from Jeff Brown, but I think that a quarterback like Sam Hartman and a coach like Marcus Freeman will hand Louisville their first loss of the year after a close one last year.
That's what we're expecting them. That's what we're expecting them to do. And we're expecting big things from this Notre Dame team. We have been for the entire year. We've been riding them hard. Marcus Freeman has been basically a poster child for new coaches in the NCAA, the rise to fame, and basically the rebuilding from the coaching core from the inside out. That's what we're expecting to see. That's what we have seen. Tough loss, still a big, scuff on the Notre Dame season, losing that game to Ohio State there. Very unfortunate. Got to move on from that. I think that made them better. You really seen who they were against that Duke team, which just proved that they're a basketball school. And we're expecting big things from this Notre Dame team. So obviously with a spread of 6.5, it's one of those spreads where it's like, oh, okay, do I take the bait or do I not? And Louisville has proven themselves to come from behind and do great things as well. So playing at home, playing under good management, you're going to expect to play a good football game. So it's kind of a toss-up. It's kind of a toss-up here. I really like Notre Dame. Give me Notre Dame to cover the 7 points. I'll ride it. And that's a game where if you don't hit that bet, you're not really too sad about it, but you rode for the boys. And that's what you want to do. You're riding for the team. You're riding for a mission. And that's what we expect. We expect this out of this Notre Dame team, and that's what we want, I think. And I'm not even a Notre Dame fan. Never would be. Never will be. And that's nothing against Notre Dame. I'm rooting for this Notre Dame team because of the management, because of the tools that they have in their arsenal. And I want to see them use them in the right way. I want to see them play well. I want to see them back to being a win-now program. And then what I really want is them to affiliate with the Big Ten, because then I think that they reach new heights as a program when they affiliate with any conference. This has been a conversation piece for a long time. Affiliate with the conference, reach new heights. Put it on t-shirt.
Put it on a t-shirt. I'd buy that t-shirt. But
Me too.
yeah, I think that we're kind of rooting for Notre Dame because they got some other big matchups in store, and just makes them that much sweeter if they have only one loss on the record. If they start to pile up, then it won't be as fun when they go play USC or they go play Clemson later on. So
that's right. Big game against USC coming up too for the Fighting Irish. Arguably
definitely.
one of the hardest schedules in college football Notre Dame has. So let's see what they're made of.
Yeah, we're looking at that one. We're looking ahead a little bit, and
As we should.
I love seeing Caleb Williams and that Riley get tested. So I'm ready for that game too, and I'll find the nearest store and acquire some Notre Dame. At least just the 4-leaf clover. Then I can say it's a little Irish, little to my heritage. Maybe not the ND itself, but the little 4-leaf clover logo, and I'll wear it on when they go to the Coliseum. So
hey, when they go to the Coliseum, if they go and they win, I'm gonna buy a Rudy jersey.
Oh man, Rudy! Go watch that tonight, kids.
Great
good
film.
Piece of sports film history there for you. I said that was going to be the last game, but I lied. We got a little bit of dessert for you, a little sweet treat. Make some picks for you in this one. And this one, a noon game as well. So you got a lot going on. Noon Saturday. Get all your screens, multiple monitors, and show us your best college football viewing setup. I've seen some crazy ones this year on Facebook. Dudes watching 4 or 5 games at a time. But this one should be a good one as well. We got 23 LSU somehow in the top 25, although they are 3-2, and number 21 Missouri. They are 5-0 for the first time since 2013 when they won the SEC East. So the Tigers from Mizzou are feeling pretty good for the first time in a while, and LSU is a favorite in this one. I know you're a little skeptical of that spread. You want to elaborate for me?
Yeah, sure. So we're playing in Missouri, 5-0 team, playing really well. LSU 3-2, couple bad losses, somewhat understandable losses. Almost had 3 against Arkansas, a weakened Arkansas team. You lose to Ole Miss, you lose to Florida State. So what? So be it. You're LSU, obviously. Let's just be honest. You're going to lose games as LSU with the management they got, but regardless, LSU is still a strong football team. We're looking at -4. I like this Missouri team. I really do. I think they're playing with poise. I think they're playing with spirit. And you can look at their schedule, who have they played. You can look at Middle Tennessee, you look at South Dakota State. Not very strong opponents, but you're looking at Kansas State, which is a big win. So you have little streaks of glory in there, but they came out unscathed at this point in the season, and we're at the determining phase, and that's kind of where we're at with all these teams that we've talked about tonight. They're all at a determining phase. The rubber's going to meet the pavement this weekend, and we're expecting to see that. Teams got to show their true worth, show their true colors, wear them on your shirts, and they're going to have to play good football. Same goes for this game. And I got LSU on upset alert. I think I'm going to take Mizzou money line, and I like that bet.
Yeah, I think it's a good bet. This Mizzou team definitely flying under the radar. Haven't heard much about them in the media, So I think you could get some good money on that bet. And LSU, they have no defense whatsoever, and I think that's going to show. I really like the over. I'll throw it up one more time before we move on to a couple other aspects of this game I want to talk about. But yeah, 65, a lot of points, but LSU, Ole Miss, almost 100 points are scored. 55-49, 100 points were scored. So just not 100 points. Quick math, not my strong suit at 11:09. But Lord, I love the over. I think
over 100,
that
isn't it?
It is.
That's over 100.
Yeah, we're just gonna move on for it, but you had to bring it back.
I'm not a math guy myself, Cody. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm done with all the math courses I ever have to take, so
Good
that's where we're
man.
at. But yeah, I think both defenses are going to give up a lot of points, and something that's really interesting about this game is, you navigate to any betting website, and you look at an anytime touchdown score prop panel, and after about two guys, you're going to find yourself in plus money. I got five guys up on the screen if you're watching this live who are all good odds, minus 245, minus 210, minus 195. Starting at number one, you got Michael Neighbors up there, minus 290, five tutties this year already. On the other side of things, we got Bird in the third. He's putting up similar numbers for Mizzou. They thought they were going to miss transfers like Rara Thomas and Lovett, but Burden is just filling that hole. And then you got Cody Schrader for Missouri. He's got a bunch of touchdowns on the ground. He's minus 190. Jaden Daniels, a quarterback, minus 195 because he's so lethal on the ground. Does about a touchdown and passes about a touchdown a game against quality defenses. And then another LSU receiver, Brian Thomas Jr., minus 210. So, and to believe it or not, there are three other players who are in negative odds. So, just Vegas loves a lot of people to score in this game. So, that can tell you why I'm leaning towards the over in this particular matchup. You just don't see something like that often.
Yeah, you definitely don't. And I think you can kind of compound some of those, maybe play a little bit of roulette. Who's going to score, who's not going to score, and you can come away with some plus money odds there. So that's what you're looking forward to. And obviously with those types of odds, Vegas is thinking certain things. They're thinking that the over is going to hit most likely. And that's probably why the over-under is so high, because they're trying to play with that number and trying to tease it as much as possible with these potential touchdown scores also happening. So a lot on the board, a lot on the table. This is going to be a high-scoring game. I think we can see that evidently. We can project that at least. And it's another dogfight coming in. And it's just great football, man. This is LSU's game to lose. This is Missouri's game to win, and we're going to see that.
Definitely. One more bet for you guys that I'm loving is Brady Cook, the Mizzou quarterback. That is, I don't know what's going on with our graphic here, but Brady Cook's over under 267 yards passing against LSU. So he hasn't thrown an interception this year. He has 11 touchdowns. He's pretty accurate distributing the ball, and I think you got to go with the over, especially after the yards that LSU has given up in the subsequent weeks. So I'm going to pick this one. And, yeah, love me some Brady Cooks to tear up LSU. And I'm praying on a Tigers downfall. I don't know about John. I know he does not like our boy Brian Kelly. So I think he might be with me there. And yeah, this is just another great game, and we believe that there's money to be made. So that's why we broke it down a little bit further for you guys. And yeah,
this is one of those fringe games. This is a game with all the noise, all the pomp and circumstance going on this Saturday. This game gets lost in the shuffle. Unfortunately, this is a great game. It's a great football game. You got a 3-2 LSU team against a 5-0 Missouri team. It's great football. It's great football. Got to be looking forward to it. Got to be diving into it. Got to be dissecting it every chance you get from all angles. So this can be a great game, and I think there's a lot of bets that can hit, especially look at player props. And I'm looking at a lot of player props, especially not just anytime touchdown scorers, but like you mentioned, Brady Cook with the over-under. You got him over? You got him over
Yeah,
260. Okay.
over 267.5.
267.5. Okay.
Hasn't
That's
thrown
big
an
time yards.
interception all year, and just distributing the
Keep it
football
rolling.
well. And LSU, as I mentioned, looks like there's holes in that defense.
Yeah, there definitely is. And it's shown that there is. So expect to see more of the same come this weekend. I know I am.
Definitely, my man. Well, do you have anything else for the people this evening?
Just keep enjoying college football. It's here and then it's gone. It comes and goes, kind of like Mel Tucker. But it's a great time of the year. We're getting into the nitty gritty. As I mentioned earlier, the rubber's meeting the pavement this weekend, and we're going to see more of it happen. It's going to continue throughout, the next 3-4 weeks. It's going to be like this. So we're excited for it, and it's only going to get even crazier from there. So we're foreshadowing a little bit. We're getting towards the middle of the season. We're inching towards it. We're seeing pictures painted where teams are going to be, where they're going to line up come the postseason. And it's exciting stuff, man. Got to start looking at big picture stuff, big picture predictions, CFP outlooks. It's all coming soon. So just take it all in. Be a sponge.
Yeah. If you're a Michigan fan, enjoy this next month of playing basically lifeless teams in the Big Ten before we have to play Penn State second week of November. Just enjoy all the chaos that doesn't involve us, and just get the popcorn out. Don't have to sweat. Don't have to worry. And if you're a Michigan State fan, you're not worried about this season or probably even next. So just enjoy it. Enjoy college football for what it is.
Nice little jab there, Cody. But no, you're right. I would say this. I would give this advice to Michigan fans, and obviously people know I'm a Harbaugh guy. I've said that publicly multiple times. But if you're Michigan, don't take these games off, because every one of these teams you're playing in this next month, they got your number. They want your number, and they want to take it from you. So don't take these games off. Michigan is known historically to get complacent against lower ranked opponents. So if they just keep the pedal to the metal, they're going to be fine, because then they're going to be seasoned. They're going to be ready for Penn State. They're going to be ready for Ohio State. And that's what they need to be. That's where they need to be at. So that's my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. They have a big chance here to make a run again. So.
Yes, sir. I agree with you. Sorry, DJ Moore in the red zone again. 49 fantasy points. Just shocking. 50
who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? The guy I'm playing's got DJ Moore, and listen, we could care less. I got Justin Fields. He's got 32 points. So
there you go. At least you got like an X factor canceling it out. That's
yeah.
Next year we got to get the college football fantasy brought on to the gin interwebs. And
do they have that?
Yeah, I'm in one right now, but I'm just like,
you're shitting me.
Yeah, I'm a college football fantasy. I'll get us set up for next year and get the people to play along with us. I had to test the waters first. It was something I'd never done, so I had to go in first. Little experimental season here.
Damn, got to do
back to the people next year.
Play that shit.
Yes, sir. But,
what about you, Cody? Got any final thoughts before we let the people go tonight?
No, just enjoy this beautiful slate. Digest the itinerary that we have given you, and do your own homework. That's always a crucial part of the betting process, and just the analysis part in general. If you want to be well versed and know more than all your friends in the college football discussions. So that's it from me.
Yep. Be educated, be entertained. This is good football that you got coming your way. Take advantage of every moment you get of it. And yeah, be sure to get at us on social media at Gin Sports Network on IG and at Gin College. Go to ginsportsnetwork.com for all of our IG posts, articles, and updates. And we'll keep in touch with you guys throughout the college football season and leading into the college basketball season, which is knocking. So get ready for it. Get prepared. Do your homework. Get educated. Get entertained. We'll leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Gin College podcast. I'm your host, John J. II, here with Cody Almasy. Have a great night.